All right, it seems like we are on and line and going, and which is awesome. Hey, it's Ted here with Bodies and Wicks. I am just to do a short teaser because I just wanted to point out I had a tremendous trade. Well, not a tremendous trade, but a trade that one I did well enough that is going to be, slowly but surely starting this where I'm looking for signal service. So this is one of the trades I probably would have put on the signal service, and I'll just say that it may not have been a complete win, but it did eventually get us some decent ground that to stay for the least. So what I will do right now is I'll just do a quick really take on what happened, and after that what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cut it off and I'm gonna go to my Patreon and I'm gonna talk to my Patreon people about every single bit about what made me think about this, and how I thought about this, and what made me come to the conclusion of what I did, and how we made profit off of it from that conclusion. So from here, you're just gonna get a little taste of, hey, this is what happened, this is what we did, and after that, I'll cut it off, go over to the Patreon, and I'm gonna give her a deep dive on every single bit of the chart that I looked at and saw, and I said, okay, this is what I'm going to do, and this is why I'm going to do it. So yeah, that'll be that. So what we're going to do is we're going to head on over to the chart right now. So this was the call that I made on NAS. It says V-shaped bear to bull. Now, so what I originally called was that as the what I like to do is I get at work at 6. I try to make some forex calls in the morning, which I do. So I had a little bit of a GBP USD underneath me already, looking for SPX. XPX wasn't really giving me anything, but then I found NAS, and NAS gave me something that I could work with. So that being said, what I said was, I saw that this opening here, I said once it gets above this, it's probably going to protrude down and then hit this level and then go back up, probably right around the time Powell spoke around noon. Now that being said, what I should do is I should go back and forth in between all of this, and show you what happened. So what I had called originally was here. 40 13 130. Let's just say 13 130. All right, so short 13 130. Close enough. All right, short with 13 130. I had this above here, above the order block, and then I had this down here. Didn't need to move that, but as far as this was concerned, I had this down to take profit 2. No, not take profit 2, because I even had it lower than that, because I even had it a turnaround, and my turnaround was at that line 1300 basically. 1300 was where I said that I would go long. So long prediction, 1300 here, going And look, here it is, 1300. Wouldn't you know? Which is funny because now that I'm taping this, it actually did hit 1300, but not at the time I thought it would. But it just goes to show you that, hey, I am calling things, and they are happening. What I called with this is I said as it was moving up into this area, I said it would probably go down, right? And as it would go down, you know, so I called a sell as soon as the bell opened, basically, or you know, somewhere around in this area is where I wanted to sell. And I said as the bell opened, I said it would probably move down slowly most of the day, is what I said, and I'll show you that in my reading. I said once price is above that, intermediate high, clear buy side liquidity, you should see a shift down toward the 13,000. Should get lower, and it shouldn't get any lower than 12,942. It might, but once it enters that price range, this is bullishness come out for the rest of the day. I have a feeling that the bell will rush first at the high, most of the morning, go down toward go toward the bullish level around 12 p.m. Around when Powell testifies, and then we should get the bullishness out of it. So as it started, okay, it got to the point, I got in, you know, of course it got into that range as I said it would, so of course I entered the trade. Now here is what I'm saying is that here is where I took profits. I found a low, I took profits. If you follow me, you know always to find a low and take a profit at a low, right? And then so as a low, took profit. Said nice, but the next take profit level was down here. Now as it was coming up to my attention, of course I was away from my computer, I wasn't always you know, aware of what was going on, but it there was a miscalculation, I should say, that I had missed. But that being said, it did hit an area to where it went back up. Now, when I said one thing I missed was a miscalculation, it did hit, it retraced the best point. However, there is still a strong tendency that the price will stay below the opening, or at least not too much higher than this price, 13,136. So if we want to take a second chance and round second round of profits and hang tight, the stop loss is up to you. And that way, this is the way I'm playing this. The way I played it was I pulled my stop loss all the way down until it got hit. If it did get hit, then I waited until it got above that, and then I sold again, right? So and I said I'm out, mitigation block pulling me out. I still made profit. I protected my entry, but still as much as I wanted. Now waiting on Powell to testify to speak to see what's going on. So I didn't enter this into my thing, but what I was saying was that as it hit and as it went up, my original entry was here. This is where I got out. I got back in up here, and I sold. And I sold as it went down. It hit the mitigation block. I got out again there, and that was it. Now the funny thing is that as it was returning throughout the rest of the day, what does it do? The one spot I wanted it to hit the entire day that I thought it was going to hit, it hits at the very end of the day at 3:45. It hits the entry that I wanted it to hit. So, and I'm still in that in that entry. So that was just a quick rundown of the NAS. As you can see, if you follow along with my idea, you definitely made some profit, especially if you went from from my entry to the take profit, a good 37 points, or almost 40 points, or 40 handles I should say. depending on how much if you're on MT4 and you put point 0.01, you made 40 bucks, almost just off that. If you put 0.02, you made 80 bucks just off that. So if you had listened to what I said, and I said it was probably going to get above here and then probably still make its way back down, then you probably even made more than that. And then if you had put in where I had said it was probably going to hit in, and which it did, and so now you're probably up. See, how much is that? You are up a good 53 bar, or good 53 handles right now. So 30, 40, almost 150 handles just off this one trade today. It may not have been perfect, but if you had followed it closely, you would have gotten exactly what you needed to. So I will now be shutting this off and going over to my Patreon and telling them exactly what I saw and letting them know what happened, and coaching them through this trade right here. That way, in case it happens to them in the future, they're more than they can probably see it themselves, and they'll be able to actually do it themselves rather than having to have somebody like me coach them, or waiting for me to do something like this. For my Patreon, it's $3 a month. That's all you have to have, right? And I'm offering it right now. I'm doing it. I'm building this up until I can get a signal service. My signal service should be coming out in probably sometime during the summer. I want to say July. And then once I get my signal service out, the people that are already subscribed to my Patreon, you're gonna get a discount. And then anybody who has not subscribed to my Patreon and jumped in later, unfortunately, you're not going to get that discount. So if you want to be one of those people, again, all it takes is $3. That's all it takes, $3, right? And you're going to get a huge discount into my signal service. So this information is in the description. Go to my patreon.com/bodiesxwix, sign up to be a Patreon,